Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 247 of Bill Man the Sport Guys podcast. I'm your host, Bill Man the Sports Guy. For the latest weekly news of the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, college sports, WNBA, this is the podcast to be. So let's start off with the Olympics. The 2026 Olympics have officially started. Well, it started about a week ago. And honestly, it's been very entertaining to watch. I've caught a little bit of curling. That was entertaining to see. I've even watched a little bit of ice skating. That's also cool. But also, the main thing is hockey. Because boy, oh boy, has Olympic hockey been very entertaining to watch. Honestly, I caught a few of the games. I caught Canada. Where's the game? Okay. I caught Canada and Switzerland earlier today, so that was very interesting. And then the other day, I saw USA, the United States, beat Denmark. That was really interesting. And then the other day, got to see Canada beat Switzerland. Holy moly. Some of the games have been very fun, but we've only had like one like true like mercy game. And that was when Finland destroyed Team Italy on Valentine's Day, February 14th. But today, the USA, the United States beat Germany 5-1. Denmark beat Latvia 4-2. Canada beat France 10-2. And then Czechoslovakia lost to Switzerland 4-3 in overtime. So that was the first one. So I gotta admit, I've been having a very interesting time winning the Olympics. Who do I think is gonna win the whole way? I think it's gonna be USA and Canada in the finals, and I think USA will beat Canada. But hey, let me know your thoughts on the Olympics, because I gotta be honest, it's super entertaining to watch. And it really gives like a big vibe when it comes to watching the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then what's even going to make it more fun is for those that are big baseball fans or like baseball, we even have the World Baseball Classic coming up. So, February, March, and let's also not forget March Madness coming up in March. So these next 2 months are actually going to be super entertaining. Not going to lie. And let's also not forget, come like April, we're going to have the NBA and Stanley Cup Finals. And then baseball playoffs in October. And then I know we're going to have the college baseball playoffs coming very soon, too. So this is really fun. Not going to lie. And if you always want to give me your thoughts and opinions, let me know on Twitter at Billman Sports, Instagram at Billman Sports Guy, and here on YouTube at Billman Sports Guy. Alrighty. Now, there were not a whole lot of news to talk about outside of the Olympics, which that's perfectly fine. But we did get three baseball signings technically. So the first one we're actually going to talk about is Miles Mikolas signs a 1-year contract with the Washington Nationals. Don't know the amount of money that's been given out. And to be honest, I mentioned it first because I don't got too much to say about this contract because, this basically screams we need Major League Baseball starting pitcher capability. And 1-year deal with Mikolas, it just feels like a whatever contract, in my opinion. Next up, the Detroit Tigers have signed Justin Verlander. Justin Verlander is coming back to the Detroit Tigers on a 1-year, $13 million contract. Verlander, he had a 3.85 ERA in his one season with San Francisco. And honestly, he returns to Detroit where it all began. And dare I say, maybe, if not the greatest pitcher in Tigers baseball history. Well, top five. I mean, Tariq Skubal still there. Now, assuming Detroit doesn't trade him. But I like it. I think this is a really good pitching depth for Detroit. I think Detroit did very well with the signing, and happy to see Justin Verlander back with the Detroit Tigers. The other baseball signing we're going to discuss is Chris Bassett, a 1 year, $18.5 million contract with the Baltimore Orioles. And you know what? It's a fine contract. Chris Bassett, very solid pitcher throughout his career. He's always worked really hard. So at the same time, I think this is a fine contract. Bassett, yeah, good deal. Good veteran piece for the Baltimore Orioles. And actually, we got two more to talk about. Zach Gallen has signed the qualifying offer that the Arizona Diamondbacks originally gave him, which was a 1 year, $22.5 million. And honestly, I'm hoping Zach Gallen could bounce back because if he has a really good season for the Diamondbacks in 2026, then I think he really has the potential chance to get paid. But right now, a fine 3-4 pitcher in the starting rotation. Now, earlier this past week, the Philadelphia Phillies decided to release Nick Castellanos, and the whole reason was quite surprising, quite interesting. While he's now a San Diego Padre on a 1 year deal, and it sounds like he's probably going to get league minimum, and the Phillies are going to pay his $20 million from what I read that he was owed this season. And Castellanos, to be honest, good hitter, but a terrible defender. So assuming if the Padres keep Castellanos at DH, I think this is a fine contract. But then again, it's a 1 year deal, so it's not too overly dramatic. And I think Castellanos, I think he'll do fine. But the question is he going to get better defensively? Now, what I mean by that, if you watch him play defense, especially with his entire career, he tends to turn pop-ups into singles, singles into doubles, doubles into triples, triples as into, shall we say, inside the park home runs. So that's what I mean by defending. But also, he's actually still a good hitter. And hit 20 home runs this past season with the Phillies, which is not bad. But at the same day, it's a meh contract in my opinion. Also, German Marquez, his tenure with the Colorado Rockies has come to an end as he signs a 1 year deal with the Padres. Now, the term and money has not been announced, but that's also according to Aiden Gonzalez on Twitter. I know it's called X, but we're going to call it Twitter. And to be honest, I think this is a solid depth pitching signing by the San Diego Padres. Their pitching signings have been very interesting as of late. I hope they keep him more in the 4 to 5 range in the starting rotation, since I know they lost Dylan Cease, but is Marquez a better upgrade over Dylan Cease? No. Do I think he'll do fine in San Diego? Yes. So that's really how I look at it. And the last one, the defending back-to-back World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers have signed Kike Hernandez to a 1 year deal, and it's a fine contract. I mean, he's going to get a 1 year, $4.5 million deal. And honestly, the Dodgers are getting back a player they're familiar with in Kike Hernandez, and he's won 2 World Series. I know he was part of last year's. He was also part of this year's, and I believe off the top of my head, he was part of 2020 World Series, which he also won with the Dodgers. So basically, he's been part of the Dodgers World Series run. So if the Dodgers are going to win 3 straight, you know who they need to resign? Kike Hernandez. End of story. So this honestly just recaps today's episode. Also, let me know your thoughts and opinions on the NBA All-Star weekend, because I gotta admit, I did not catch that at all this weekend, with the Olympics basically taking over the All-Star game, in my opinion, which was more entertaining, but I heard Damian Lillard won a 3-point contest, which that was awesome to see. Matas Bazilis did really well, so did LeBron. So did every player. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the NBA All-Star game. And if you actually caught it, let me know your thoughts on the Olympics, because the Olympics have been so exciting. And also let me know your thoughts on the Major League Baseball signings. This concludes today's episode of Bill Man the Sport Guys podcast. I'm your host, Bill Man the Sports Guy. Check me out on Spotify, check me out on YouTube, and wherever else I'm at. Also, for the latest weekly news of the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, college sports, WNBA, this is the podcast to be. I hope you all have a good, awesome week. Stay tuned for episode number 248. Peace.